Hello, beautiful learners. Welcome back to English Speaking Nerds channel. I'm Maya.
And I'm John. We're absolutely thrilled to have you here with us today. Whether you're tuning in during your lunch break, on your daily walk, or cozied up at home with a cup of tea.
Before we dive into today's lovely topic, and trust me, it's a good one, we have to ask you for a huge favor.
If you're enjoying these episodes, if we're helping you improve your English, or if you simply love listening to our conversations, please hit that subscribe button for English Speaking Nerds channel.
It really, truly makes a world of difference for us. Plus, you'll never miss episodes like today's where we explore fascinating topics while helping you sound more natural in English.
And honestly, subscribing takes like 2 seconds, but it supports us in ways you can't imagine. So please, do us that kindness.
All right, so John, I have to ask, do you have any special plans for Valentine's Day this year?
Jumping right into it. Well, my wife and I usually keep it simple. Maybe dinner, maybe a movie, nothing too extravagant. What about you?
Same here. I think as you get older, Valentine's Day becomes less about grand gestures and more about just spending quality time with someone you care about.
Exactly. But you know what's funny? Most people celebrate Valentine's Day without actually knowing where it comes from.
Right? And that's exactly what we're talking about today, folks.
That's correct. Today's episode is all about Valentine's Day, how to talk about it in English, its fascinating origin story, and the vocabulary you need to discuss love, romance, and this special holiday like a native speaker.
Now, whether you celebrate Valentine's Day or not, whether you love it or think it's too commercial, this episode will give you the English tools to express your thoughts about it.
Because here's the thing. Valentine's Day is celebrated in so many countries around the world, and even if you're not romantic, knowing how to discuss it is really useful for conversation.
Plus, the origin story is actually quite interesting. It's got history, mystery, and even a little bit of controversy.
So let's start with the basics. What exactly is Valentine's Day?
Well, in simple terms, Valentine's Day is celebrated on February 14th every year. It's a day dedicated to love, romance, and showing affection to people you care about.
The most common way people celebrate is by exchanging gifts, usually flowers, chocolates, cards, or jewelry with their romantic partners.
But it's not just for couples. Some people give Valentine's cards or small gifts to friends, family members, or even coworkers.
In elementary schools in the United States, kids often exchange Valentine's cards with all their classmates. It's really sweet.
See, that's the word right there, sweet. We use that word a lot when talking about Valentine's Day activities or gestures.
Good point. Let's talk about vocabulary for a moment, because this is where language learners can really level up their English.
When talking about Valentine's Day, you'll hear words like romantic, sweetheart, bouquet, date night, admirer, and Valentine.
A sweetheart is a term of endearment. You might call your partner sweetheart or refer to them as my sweetheart.
A bouquet is a bunch of flowers arranged together. Roses are the most popular Valentine's Day flower, especially red roses.
Date night is when couples plan a special evening together. Dinner, a movie, maybe a concert.
And admirer is someone who has romantic feelings for another person. If you have a secret admirer, it means someone likes you but hasn't revealed their identity.
Now, let's get into the really interesting part. Where did Valentine's Day actually come from?
Ah, yes, the origin story. And I have to warn you, it's not as romantic as you think.
Not at all. In fact, the history of Valentine's Day is a bit dark, a bit confusing, and has several different versions.
The most popular story involves a man named Saint Valentine, who lived in Rome around 270 AD. That's almost 2,000 years ago.
During this time, the Roman emperor was a man named Claudius II. He was having trouble recruiting soldiers for his army.
And Emperor Claudius believed he knew why. He thought married men didn't want to leave their families to go to war.
So what did he do? He banned marriage for young men. Can you imagine?
It sounds crazy to us now, but that's what the story says. He literally made it illegal for young men to get married.
Enter Saint Valentine. He was a Christian priest who thought this law was completely unjust.
So Valentine decided to perform marriages in secret. He would marry young couples even though it was against the emperor's orders.
Eventually, Valentine was discovered. He was arrested and sentenced to death.
Here's where the story gets a little romantic. According to legend, while Valentine was in prison, he fell in love with the jailer's daughter.
Before his execution on February 14th, he supposedly wrote her a letter and signed it from your Valentine.
And that's where the tradition of Valentine's cards and the phrase, "Be my Valentine," may have originated.
Now, I said this story is confusing because there were actually several different St. Valentines in history.
Right, the Catholic Church recognizes at least 3 different martyrs named Valentine or Valentinus.
Some historians believe the Valentine's Day we celebrate today is actually a combination of these different figures.
And here's another twist. Some historians think Valentine's Day is actually connected to an ancient Roman festival called Lupercalia.
Lupercalia was celebrated in mid-February and was a fertility festival. It was pretty wild from what we know.
The Christian Church may have wanted to replace this pagan festival with a Christian holiday, so they created St. Valentine's Day.
Whether the origin is Christian or pagan or a mix of both, the point is that Valentine's Day has been evolving for centuries.
It wasn't until the Middle Ages that Valentine's Day became associated with romantic love.
In the 14th and 15th centuries, the day started to be linked with courtship and romance, especially in England and France.
Poets like Geoffrey Chaucer and William Shakespeare wrote about Valentine's Day in their works, which helped popularize the romantic aspect.
Then, in the 1800s, Valentine's Day cards became extremely popular in Britain and America.
These weren't like the cards we have today. They were elaborate, handmade creations with lace, ribbons, and beautiful illustrations.
Some of them were really artistic. People would spend hours creating the perfect Valentine for their beloved.
By the early 1900s, printed cards became affordable and widely available, and that's when Valentine's Day really exploded in popularity.
Today, Valentine's Day is one of the most celebrated holidays in Western countries and has spread to many parts of Asia and Latin America as well.
Now, let's talk about how people actually celebrate Valentine's Day in different English-speaking countries, because there are some interesting differences.
In the United States, Valentine's Day is huge. Americans spend billions of dollars on flowers, chocolates, jewelry, and romantic dinners.
Red roses are the symbol of love, so florists do incredible business on February 14th. A dozen red roses is a classic Valentine's gift.
A dozen means 12, by the way. So a dozen roses equals 12 roses.
In the UK, Valentine's Day is celebrated similarly, but there's also a tradition of sending anonymous cards.
Yes, people send cards without signing their names. The recipient has to guess who sent it.
It's kind of mysterious and fun, though these days with social media, it's harder to keep secrets.
In Australia, Valentine's Day falls during summer, since February is a summer month in the Southern Hemisphere.
So Australian couples might celebrate with beach picnics, outdoor concerts, or sunset dinners by the ocean.
In Canada, it's pretty similar to the United States. Cold weather, cozy dinners, and lots of chocolate.
Now, here's something interesting. Not everyone loves Valentine's Day.
Oh, definitely not. Some people think it's too commercial, that it's just a holiday created by card companies and florists to make money.
And there's some truth to that. The marketing around Valentine's Day is incredibly intense.
Other people feel left out if they don't have a romantic partner. They feel like Valentine's Day emphasizes being coupled up.
That's why some people celebrate Galentine's Day on February 13th, a day to celebrate female friendships.
Or Singles Awareness Day, which is also on February 14th, but focuses on celebrating being single and independent.
I actually think that's healthy. Valentine's Day doesn't have to be only about romantic love.
Exactly. You can celebrate love in all its forms: friendship, family, self-love.
Now, let's talk about useful phrases and expressions for discussing Valentine's Day in English.
Great idea. First, how do you ask someone about their plans?
You could say, "Do you have any plans for Valentine's Day?" Or, "Are you doing anything special for Valentine's?"
Notice we can shorten it to just Valentine's. Native speakers do this all the time.
If someone asks you and you're celebrating, you might say, "Yes, my partner and I are going out for dinner," or "We're planning a quiet night at home."
If you're not celebrating, you can say, "Not really, I'm just treating it like a regular day," or "I'm not big on Valentine's Day."
The phrase, "I'm not big on," means you don't particularly like or care about something.
For example, "I'm not big on fancy restaurants" means you don't really enjoy fancy restaurants.
Now, what if you want to compliment someone's Valentine's gift?
You could say, "What a beautiful bouquet," or "These chocolates look delicious," or "What a thoughtful gift."
Thoughtful is a wonderful word. It means showing careful consideration or attention to someone else's feelings and needs.
If someone gives you a thoughtful gift, they really paid attention to what you like.
Here's another useful phrase, hopeless romantic.
A hopeless romantic is someone who believes deeply in love and romance, often in an idealistic way.
For example, "My sister is such a hopeless romantic. She cries at every wedding."
Or, "I might be a hopeless romantic, but I still believe in love at first sight."
Let's talk about the phrase, "my other half," or "my better half."
These are affectionate ways to refer to your romantic partner or spouse.
Other half suggests that you and your partner complete each other. Better half is a humorous way to say your partner is the better person in the relationship.
Though it's said jokingly, it's actually quite sweet.
What about the verb to propose?
Ah, yes. Valentine's Day is a very popular day for marriage proposals.
To propose means to ask someone to marry you, and the person who does this is making a proposal.
You might hear, "He proposed on Valentine's Day," or "She said yes to his proposal."
And if someone is planning to propose, they might say, "I'm thinking about popping the question."
Pop the question is an informal way to mean to propose marriage.
It's a bit old-fashioned, but people still use it.
Now let's discuss some common Valentine's Day activities and how to talk about them.
The most traditional activity is probably going out for a romantic dinner.
Restaurants are usually fully booked on Valentine's Day, so if you want to do this, you need to make a reservation weeks in advance.
Make a reservation means to book a table at a restaurant ahead of time.
Another popular activity is exchanging gifts. This means both people give each other presents.
You might say, "We always exchange gifts on Valentine's Day," or "We decided not to exchange gifts this year."
Some couples prefer to stay in rather than going out.
Staying in means remaining at home instead of going to restaurants or events.
They might cook a special meal together, watch a romantic movie, or just enjoy each other's company.
Enjoy each other's company is a lovely phrase that means appreciate spending time together.
Now, what about the single folks? How do they talk about Valentine's Day?
Some single people say they're sitting this one out.
Sitting this one out means choosing not to participate in something.
Others might say, "I'm treating myself," which means doing something nice for yourself.
Like buying yourself flowers or your favorite chocolates.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Self-love is important.
Let's talk about some potential awkward situations and how to handle them in English.
Good idea. What if someone asks if you have a Valentine and you don't?
You can simply say, "Not this year," or "I'm flying solo this Valentine's Day."
Flying solo means doing something alone. It's a casual, non-awkward way to say you're single.
What if someone gives you a Valentine's gift, but you didn't give them anything?
First, don't panic. Say something like, "Oh, this is so sweet. Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting this."
Then you can follow up with, "Can I treat you to coffee this week?" Or, "Let me take you out for lunch to thank you."
That shows appreciation and reciprocates the kindness without making things weird.
What about expressing different opinions on Valentine's Day without being rude?
If someone loves Valentine's Day and you don't, you can say, "I'm happy you enjoy it. It's not really my thing, but I hope you have a wonderful day."
The phrase, "it's not really my thing," is perfect for politely saying you don't like something.
It's gentle and non-judgmental.
Now let's do a mini role-play conversation about Valentine's Day plans.
Perfect. I'll start. Hey, John, Valentine's Day is coming up. Do you and your wife have any special plans?
Yeah, we're thinking about trying that new Italian restaurant downtown. We haven't been out for a nice dinner in a while. What about you?
We're actually staying in this year. I'm planning to cook a special meal, and we're just going to relax and watch movies.
That sounds lovely. Sometimes the best Valentine's Days are the simple ones.
Exactly. I feel like there's so much pressure to do something extravagant, but honestly, I just want quality time together.
I completely agree. It's not about how much money you spend, it's about the thought and effort.
See how natural that sounded? We used phrases like coming up, staying in, quality time, and it's not about.
These are all phrases native speakers use constantly in casual conversation.
Let's give our listeners some practical tips for talking about Valentine's Day.
Tip 1. Don't feel pressured to celebrate if it's not your thing. It's completely okay to say Valentine's Day isn't important to you.
Tip 2, if you do celebrate, focus on the meaning behind the holiday, showing appreciation and love rather than expensive gifts.
Tip 3, practice these phrases out loud. Say things like, Happy Valentine's Day, or Do you have plans for Valentine's?
Tip 4, watch romantic movies in English. They often feature Valentine's Day scenes and use lots of love-related vocabulary.
Tip 5, remember that love is universal. Even if you don't celebrate Valentine's Day, talking about love, relationships, and special occasions is an important part of language learning.
Now, before we wrap up, let's quickly mention some symbols associated with Valentine's Day.
The heart shape is obviously the biggest symbol. Hearts are everywhere on Valentine's Day, on cards, decorations, chocolates.
Cupid is another major symbol. He's the Roman god of love, usually depicted as a baby with wings carrying a bow and arrow.
According to mythology, if Cupid shoots your arrow at you, you'll fall in love.
Red and pink are the official colors of Valentine's Day. Red represents passionate love, and pink represents affection and sweetness.
Roses, especially red ones, are the quintessential Valentine's flower.
And chocolate. Boxes of chocolates, chocolate-covered strawberries. Chocolate is everywhere on Valentine's Day.
There's actually a tradition of giving heart-shaped boxes filled with assorted chocolates.
Oh, and we can't forget Valentine's cards. They often have romantic messages, poems, or simply say, "Be my Valentine."
Some cards are serious and romantic, while others are funny or punny.
Punny means full of puns, jokes that play on words.
For example, you're one in a melon with a picture of a watermelon. Get it?
That's terrible, John.
But that's the beauty of Valentine's puns. They're supposed to be cheesy.
Cheesy means corny or overly sentimental, but in a kind of charming way.
All right, let's bring this home with some final thoughts.
Whether you love Valentine's Day or think it's overrated, it's part of English-speaking culture, and knowing how to discuss it makes you a more confident speaker.
You now have the vocabulary, the phrases, and the cultural knowledge to talk about this holiday naturally.
Remember, the most important thing is to be authentic. If you celebrate, celebrate in a way that feels right to you.
And if you don't celebrate, that's perfectly fine too. There's no right or wrong way to approach Valentine's Day.
What matters in language learning is that you can express your thoughts and feelings clearly, whatever they may be.
So, dear English-speaking nerds listeners, we hope this episode has given you confidence to talk about Valentine's Day and its fascinating history.
If this helped you, please subscribe to English Speaking Nerds channel. It means the world to us and helps us keep creating content for you.
Share this episode with a friend who's learning English. They'll thank you for it.
And if you have questions or want us to explore other cultural topics, let us know in the comments.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and remember that language is about connection.
Whether you're celebrating Valentine's Day with someone special or treating yourself to some chocolate, enjoy the day.
Take care, beautiful learners.
Happy Valentine's Day, and see you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone.